Good morning and welcome back. So now, in today's video, I want to explain to us some basic things we need to know. I have noticed that most of us, we are having issues at the aspect of measurement. Now, measurement, there are different ways you can measure. But what matters most is at the end of the day, we all will arrive at a perfect result, right? So there are some persons that don't measure the hips of a customer when taking the measurement. But for the purpose of this training and learning purposes, I always try to encourage us to measure hips, because that hips might tend or seem to be an issue for us when we don't take appropriate recognition of the hip measurement. So now the trick I use in my working is that for all grown-ups, the difference from the measurement difference between your waist and your hip should be at least from 7 to 8 inches. Now, the reason for doing this is to enable your customer be able to pocket his hand freely in his pocket and then cross gutter or enter bike or walk freely, right? Now, in some particular cases, some persons will want to have a more fitted trouser. Now, this rule might not be applicable. It might now go below that, and then you now have a reason why you are doing it that way. But for the purpose of very nice and free outfit, please make sure you take the measurement of your hips. It's very, very important, right? So now, the next thing I also want to clear here is the neckline calculation. Now, some persons are still asking me how the neckline calculation was achieved. Now, the video you will see next after this will be on the cutting of the top and trouser as well. But then, please make sure you follow this video for you to know how the neckline is being calculated before we go to the fabric to mark. Now, in the first video I made, I told us that the formula we use to do our neck, which is 2 pi r, right? And I believe I have explained this formula for us. Now, this pi means it's a German symbol, which means 22/7. That's 22/7. Then if you make r your SF, you have r equals to 2 times this. Then if you expand the equation, you will have this over this is giving you 3.142. Then times it by 2, you have 6.284. Now, when you work it out to the next one number, you have 6 left. Reasons being that 4 is not up to 5, you ignore. 8 is up to 5, you call it 1, put it here, it becomes 3. Still and still, 3 is up to 5, you ignore, you have 6 left. So now that was the reason I said that you divide your neck by 6. Now some persons say, ask me, how do we divide our neck by 6? Now, I gave you an instance that if your neck measurement is 16, right? Now you do 16/6. Now this will give you 2.666. Now, this is the answer you got on division. Now, in a conventional rule, it states that whatever answer you get for your neck division is the width measurement of your neck. Meaning, as we have gotten 2.666 now, this answer will be used to mark the width of the neck, right? Then, for us to get the depth, you add half to this to get your depth. That half is constant. That it means that the difference between your width of the neck and the depth is half an inch for the front block, right? So now, since we have 2.66, now in cutting, we're going to mark 2.66 in cutting for the width was measurement. Now, to mark the depth, you add half to this plus half. You have 3.1 here, right? So now this is the easiest answer or formula you will use in your neckline calculations. It's applicable both on kids, in female and adults, right? As long as you are working on a tight neck or a round neck, that is when you apply this formula in your neckline calculation. So let's assume that we have a neckline of 16, and then this is our bodies of the clothes. Then at this width side, we are marking 2.6 here, and then that's 2.6 from the folded edge inward, 2.6. Now for the depth, you mark from here 3.1. That adding half to this, you get 3.1. Then you draw this way and then make your connection in this form, right? Now that's for the neckline explanations. So now the reason I picked these few points to explain is for us to know more on how to do this. So let's also go to the back neck. Now this is the front block. Now the back neck of your customer for all outfit, all grown-ups, is 1.5. That the back neck is 1.5 inches. This is the constant measurement I use in all adults. Then for kids, you can use 1 inch, right? So that is for the neckline calculations. All these neckline are still prone to adjustments, trimmings while you sew or while sewing, right? So that is for the neckline calculation. Now the next thing I want to explain to us or bring to our notice is that in all the things you are doing, try to have a concrete understanding of the steps you are taking, because tomorrow you might need to repeat whatever you have done initially on your next work, and you might not have the chance to access these videos, or you might not have your phone with you. So try to have a note it down, note some vital points, note how they are being cut. Now all these parameters and the measurements, I will bring a video that will explain them again for you to have a concrete knowledge of what we are doing. So I hope this video will go a long way to help us in some vital explanations of things and how things are done accurately. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.